So this season for the Jaguars has been a very interesting one. A lot of frustrations. However, there have been a lot more ups than we've really been used to over the course of the last 10 years. When you look at the Jaguars this season, we start off on a real high, 2-1. We were all excited. We thought this AFC South is ours. It's going to be easy. But then the Jaguars went on a 5-game losing streak, bringing us to 2-6, and it wasn't a lot of positive stuff going on. All the games were frustrating. They were close losses. It just felt like we were never going to get a win. It was like, when can our next win be? And then the Jaguars since then we've been 3-2, and the last game coming off of a victory against the Titans, it has a lot of us feeling good because look, like we said, we're 3-2. We've defeated good teams like the Ravens, and the Titans out here have a winning record. The Titans are a team that the Jaguars never beat, especially in Nashville. And now, due to us right now, we're 5-8, and mostly due to the fact that the AFC South is very bad. We're back. I mean, we're back in the playoff mix. We'd be singing a different story if we were in the AFC East or the AFC West or even the AFC North. But right now, the Titans lead the division at 7-6, and it's not a strong 7-6. It feels like they are down right now. So it feels like the Jaguars are up and the Titans are down, and now it could be a potential chance for the Jaguars to pounce. However, the worst thing going for us is that there's 4 weeks left, and the Jaguars do not control their own destiny right now. They do not control their own destiny. The Titans if the Titans lose one of these games in the next 3 games, the Jaguars would control their own destiny. If you look at the Titans' next 3 games, they play at Los Angeles Chargers, they play home against Houston, and then they host Dallas the next week, and then the final week is the Jaguars game. So in this situation, if the Titans go 3-0 in this next stretch, we're out. We're eliminated. If the Titans go 2-1 and the Jaguars go 3-0, that final Week 18 game is for the AFC South championship. If the Titans go 1-2, the Jaguars only need to go 2-1 for that to lead up to the AFC South championship. If the Titans go 1-2, Jags need to go 2-1, like I just said. If the Titans go 0-3, the Jaguars only need to go 1-2. And if I look at this, in all honesty, look, like I said, the Titans right now, I think they have a pretty tough schedule left. The Chargers are a tough team to play right now because Justin Herbert's finally getting his weapons back, and it feels like they're now hitting a stride, and the Titans are a pass funnel. So I feel like they're going to get passed all over on. The Houston game, I think, Houston's the worst team in the NFL this year. I think the Titans probably get that one. And then Dallas is another game that's very hard. So in all honesty, I think the Titans go 1-2 down the stretch. So really, what the Jaguars need to go, they need to go 2-1 down the stretch in order to match up for that AFC South championship the last week. It feels like a long shot, and it's hard to sit here and predict the Jaguars go on a run just because look like the Jaguars, all they do is hurt us. Like, we're not used to the Jaguars just rattling off wins when we need it to. But it's a new year, new coach, new quarterback, a bunch of good stuff's happening. So really, what are the keys for the Jaguars to really when they go down the stretch? The Jaguars play host to Dallas next week, and then they play in New York, and they play at Houston. So tough schedule, but the Jaguars can beat any team in the NFL, and I'm convinced of that. So they just have to have the better game plan. So what are the keys for the Jaguars? One of the main keys is that, look, the Jaguars right now, we have an offensive identity. The offensive identity is through the passing game. And when you look at it, the only thing that can stop our passing game so far in this 5-game stretch has been the Jaguars. It's been through the receivers dropping the ball, and it's been through really just not having a running game. The running game has been pretty non-existent the last few weeks. So the main thing that's stopping us is the run game. So the Jaguars really need to start going into this and realizing how good Trevor Lawrence has been and leaning on that pass attack game. Because, I think the most frustrating thing about the Titans game was every time we tried to run, we just weren't doing anything. And it felt like that was stalling our offense. And so what do you do when it comes to the running game? That's like the big question. I mean, when you look at the Buffalo Bills, they've been on a really just a regular season tear the last 3 years. They have been in a regular season juggernaut. It's just in the playoffs that they kind of struggle, but they've been dominating the regular season, and they've been doing that without a run game. So do the Jaguars need to adopt that Buffalo Bill mentality where we're going to be passing the ball all over the place and winning games like that? Or should we try to lean on a run game a little bit more? I think the one big difference between the Jaguars and the Bills is that over that stretch, the Bills have never had a running back as good as ETN. And ETN has not been good the last few weeks. And I think it's a couple things. I think he hasn't been able to come back from his injury very well. And also, I feel like his confidence is down. And I feel like a lot of that is just because of the fumbling issue. He fumbled very early for the Lions, and I feel like he's a little bit with the combination of just the injury and being a little bit, his confidence being down a little bit. I think it's been kind of hurting him. However, I don't think we should completely go away from ETN. I think ETN can be kind of a pivotal role in our game plan because right now, when Dallas is game planning us, they're looking at how do you stop Trevor Lawrence? Zay Jones, Evan Ingram, Christian Kirk, all these guys have been tearing it up. I don't think they're as focused on a run game. If the Jaguars can somehow get ETN involved, whether it be, maybe set up some screens for him, maybe they try to do a little bit of running, like figure out like where the strength in the running game is. That's another thing. I mean, the strength of the offensive line right now is pass blocking. So that's another thing that's hurting the running game. But, I do think the Jaguars need to go pass heavy, but I wouldn't completely go away from the run game, and I wouldn't completely go away from ETN. It's just maybe, we bring him in slowly. I mean, we saw when the Colts played against the Jaguars, they knew that the Jaguars were pretty stout against the run, so we're just going to pass the ball all over the place, and they won like that. I wonder if the Jaguars try to adopt that same philosophy where Trevor Lawrence has been elite. He's been so good. I mean, my game plan, let Trevor Lawrence cook. And I don't think Doug Peterson has a problem with that. I don't think Doug Peterson likes running the ball. He wants to be able to pass the ball over the place. And if you look at Trevor Lawrence the last 5 weeks, he's 3-2. He has 1,362 passing yards, 10 touchdowns to 0 interceptions, 71.8% completion percentage, which is first in the NFL. Also a 111.7 passer rating. He has a second highest quarterback rating of any quarterback on PFF since week 9. It's extremely difficult to find any quarterback in the NFL right now playing better than Trevor Lawrence. Elite quarterbacks is what sets you apart. Let Trevor cook. Trevor, if we go to the AFC Championship game, it's going to be because of Trevor Lawrence. So let him take us there or let him make us fall short of it. I want to do it through the arm of Trevor Lawrence. I don't want to go there because we didn't let Trevor Lawrence throw the ball enough. I want to get there because Trevor, I want to miss. If we miss out on the AFC South, I'd rather be because, look, Trevor Lawrence just wasn't ready for the moment yet. I don't want it to be because we weren't letting him cook. You know what I mean? I mean, didn't that cost us a Super Bowl one year? I know Blake Bortles and Trevor Lawrence are way different, but Blake Bortles was cooking in that AFC Championship game, and they completely went away from him, and we have no Super Bowl appearances because of that. Side tangent, whatever. But yeah, my main thing, man, let Trevor Lawrence in the passing game cook. We need these wide receivers to catch the ball when it goes to them. We've had some bad stops because guys have been open. Zay Jones has drops it. Evan Ingram's had a couple of drops. Catch the ball, do your job, do your assignment, and I think that'd be great. When it comes to the defensive side of the ball, I think the defense needs to continue to be exotic. Throw in some 3 safety sets, throw in some blitz packages. And it's just because right now the Jaguars just flat out aren't good enough at stopping the opposing offense, just running base personnel out there, rushing 4 guys, covering. It's just not working. We're not getting the pressure in there. We're not covering very well. And the thing about the defense right now is that, like, I 100% feel like the talent is there. I think the talent is there to be able to be a great defense outside of the nickel cornerback spot. When it comes to Trey Herndon or whoever you're throwing out there, I don't think that's the winning combination. But everything else, like Trayvon Walker, Josh Allen, like they have the ability to rush the passer. We've seen Dewan Smoot make some moves. We've had a stout running game at times with Ward Robertson Harris, Fatu Kasi, Devon Hamilton. Tyson Campbell had a great game last game in coverage. If Devin Lloyd or Chad Muma can just click, the linebacker core will be a lot better. Foye Luakin, most of the time he plays a lot better when the linebacker next to him is playing good. The safety, we might have Cisco back. I will continue to try to bring Andrew Wingard in there. I do think we have the talent right now. And if this defense clicks, we'll be dangerous. I'm telling you guys, we will be so dangerous because our offense is already dangerous. It's just all about how this defense performs. We'll see. I liked what they did last game. We've been talking all along, like, put Trayvon Walker with his hand in the ground. You don't need to stand him up every game. And he's got some pressures with his hand in the ground. He's more comfortable with that. We finally moved Darius Williams outside and moved Herndon out to the nickel spot. Like, Darius, he needs to play outside. He's the second best corner on the team. Play him out there. So I like that. I think we need to keep this is hard to lean on. This is really hard to lean on, but just keep trying to create turnovers. And look, we'll probably not get a 4 turnover game the rest of the year. I mean, 4 turnovers, that's hard to ask, but at least try to get 1 per game. 1, maybe 2, get those stops, get 3 and outs, get, big sacks, tackles for losses. That's what really the defense over the, stretch of the middle of the season, we're not getting the 3 and outs. We're not getting the sacks. We're not getting the, big turnovers. And those are momentum shakers. I mean, you saw this game, the Jaguars were getting turnovers. And at some point, the Jaguars were winning 33-14 against the Titans. I mean, we took the game completely out of their hands. So the defense just needs to continue to be stout, or like not continue to be stout, but just, like I said, be exotic, play to the defensive strengths, and do all that. Look, I feel like the season's all right in front of us. With the way the Titans are playing right now, I think we should control our own destiny. I 100% think that if the Jaguars go 3-0 down the stretch, or even 2-1, I honestly, like I said, with the way the Titans are playing right now, I don't think they beat the Chargers. I don't think they beat Dallas. I think they probably beat Houston. So, the Jaguars might only have to go 2-1 these next 3 games. Just do it, man. Do it. I was in Jacksonville for that Bills game, that home playoff game, AFC South title. The white towels were waving around. It was so awesome. Let's bring that back. It's just tough right now because in the NFL, teams go through all these ups and downs. And, a lot of times you count these teams out and they come right back in. I mean, the Lions are making a comeback. The Commanders right now are in that second wild card spot. It's just, and the Titans, they don't lay down, man. I mean, Vrabel is a great head coach. Vrabel gets these guys motivated and come out there and they gets them to play good football. It's just right now with their injuries and just with the way they've been playing the last 2 weeks, I don't see them going to LA and beating the Chargers. But at the same time, the Chargers are the Chargers. The Chargers are huge chokers, and they lose a lot of big games. And let's be real, the Titans, if it's not the playoffs, they win a lot of big games. So, we'll see. It's going to be really exciting. I'll actually be at the Cowboys game. Subscribe to their channel. Actually hit me up with literally like field level seats. So I was like, okay, I got to go. So there's going to be no live stream for that one. But of course, I'll be making more videos this week, but just super excited for the Jaguars right now. It's a fun moment to be a Jaguar. It's a fun moment to talk playoffs. We're in the hunt, and it feels like we're playing some of the best football we played this season. And our quarterback is completely cooking. We have an elite quarterback. He's playing on an elite level. He has for 5 games in a row. So, I expect a consistency to continue to be there. So, with all that said, let me know your thoughts down below. Do you guys expect playoffs? Do you think we'll fall short? What do you think, man? Drop a like for me on your way out. Go Jags.